Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use a Speckle plugin to create an interactive dashboard in Power BI. It is a workflow to have data visually and interactively illustrated in Power BI, obviously reducing time in getting information directly from Revit models. I use a Speckle plugin to send the Revit model or any part of it in a Speckle.xyz from which we can create Power BI dashboard through Power BI Speckle Visualizer. Today I'm going to be using Revit 2023 and the Speckle plugin. Before we get started, let me introduce some steps regarding the setups that you need to take care of before you get your hands dirty. The first one is to download a Speckle Manager and add account. You have to create account and log into your account. You can find the Speckle Manager from the link here below. And the second step is to download a Speckle connector for your Revit from the Speckle Manager. However, you can also update the ones that you have already downloaded. And then we need to download a couple of files. The one with MEZ file extension from GitHub repository, and you have to follow the instructions. You can find the instructions in the links below. And the other file is PBIVIZ file extension in order to visualize your model in the Power BI. You can find it and download it from the link below. And here is the final result and outcome of our workflow in the Power BI. So let's get started. For this tutorial, I'm going to use my personal project. Once you download and install actually the Speckle Manager and its connector, you're going to find your Revit ribbon Speckle installed here. And if I click Revit connector, it's gonna pop up a window which I have to set up some options to send my selections to the Speckle. The very first step is to create new stream. Since I have just created one, I'm going to select that. And here there are a couple of options we need to take care of. I'm going to choose main as my branch. And we need to choose whatever we want to send to Speckle. In this case, I'm going to choose curtain panels and walls categories. But if you want here, you can export everything or select or by your view or schedule or filter them out. So I have just selected curtain panels and walls. And here there is an option to send the selection to a Speckle. So let's do that. It is processing actually the sending our selections to the Speckle. And here it is saying that it has done its job and you can find it online. You can click on this one or directly go to your browser, and in your Speckle platform online you're going to find actually your project here. As you can see, I have my walls and panels, curtain panels on the online platform. Okay, let's click on that. Alright. From here, actually, you can have a review from your Speckle browser, and you can find whatever you have just exported from Revit to Speckle. The detailed use of this Speckle online platform cannot be fit in this tutorial. Alright, but just a quick review. You can filter your categories from here, whatever you want to see. For example, let's select the level, and from here, for example, I'm going to filter level 2 by clicking on the isolate options. So here I have the walls placed on my level 2. On the other hand, I can actually filter the categories. Let's say I want just to see my curtain panels. I'm going to isolate them. Alright. Once you make sure you have exported whatever you want, so you can go to the next step. So we left off here. Let's move on and import our project and its data into Power BI. In order to do so, I will come back to this section here and select the URL and copy it. And then directly open the Power BI and get data. From here, I'm going to look for Speckle, and I'm going to use get a stream by URL. Once you click that and connect, it's going to ask you the URL. I'm going to paste the URL and hit OK. It is processing actually to get information from the Speckle based data. Here we go. And then I'm going to load them. It is going to add our first query here. Here it is, our columns. I'm going to hit transform data. All right. And as you can see here, we have our data in record restored. This is how Speckle works. In each record, we will have our parameters. They are nested actually. And we need to extract them. Because of Revit parameters complexity, it is how the Speckle imports data from Revit to Power BI. So we need to extract them. To do so, we need to add a column, a custom column here. I'm going to rename that to parameters. And as a function, since the parameters keys stays in data column, we need to call data and parameters. All right, it's okay, and it's going to create a new column over here. Let me choose the very first one here, the record, and see the information. Here, as you can see, we don't have any name value pairs, because for each parameters and its value they restored in the record. To extract them, we need to use actually a formula. So I'm gonna hit add a step here, and all right. And from here, I'm gonna call table dot add column, because we need to add another column. And between the parentheses, I'm going to start with a hash symbol, and it is asking for the name of the table, which is added custom. It's not the hash. Okay, added custom, and then it's going to ask for the name of the column, which should be, in our case, parameters extracted. All right, and as a function, I need to call each speckle.revit.parameters.toName value record. And from here, we need to ask for parameters. Okay, hit OK. It added actually another column here, as you can see. All right, now we have to select some parameters coming from Revit to visualize our model in Power BI and creating a dashboard. So I'm going to choose some parameters from here. I look for a type mark and area. Let me see if I can find it. With this one here, and if I can find area, that would be awesome. This one here, and hit OK, but we need to uncheck the original column name as prefix. Here it is. Our data, actually. All right, so we have done the very difficult part till now. Let's move on to the next step and hit the visualizations and creating dashboards. All right, from here, let me remove this column, the thickness of our wall, and replace it with fire rating class of our walls, which is much more important and we can use it in our visualization. So I come over here in the setting of my expanded parameters extracted, and instead of width I would choose file rating. Cool. And in terms of data type, we need to actually change the data type of area, because the area is not a string, it's a number. So I come over here, I choose decimal number. Okay, good. For the purpose of this tutorial, let's do not worry about the errors and the null parameters here, because it's not gonna affect actually our visualization. Once I'm good with this query editor here, I'm going to close and apply it. As you can see, under the query 1, I have another columns added here. All right, let's close this one. For the first step, if you don't have a Speckle Power BI visualizer, you can find it here, import a visual from a file. You can go to the folder where you have downloaded this plugin for the Power BI. So let's add this one. From this visualizer, actually, we are going to add our model in the Power BI. To do so, we need to actually match our data in these columns here. For example, commit object ID goes here, object ID, and a stream URL. Once you add these three values here, you're going to find the model, exactly the one that you exported from Revit to a Speckle, and from the Speckle to Power BI here. Graphically, let's change some of these. I'm going to add a border. All right, and let's add some slicer. I'm going to add in the field, I'm going to add my type mark. And then another slicer. Actually, this can be like this, doesn't matter, however. And for this one, I'm going to add my level, for example, which is this parameter here. Okay, and another slicer which can be a file rating class of the walls to add it to the field. All right, and then I'm going to add actually a table. And expand it over here. And for the table, I'm going to choose let me see if I can, instead of a table, let's add a matrix. Yes, because we can deal with the at the same time we can deal with some parameters. For the rows, I'm going to add my level, and I'm going to add type mark for the columns, and then for the values area. Okay. Let me see why we have this visual like this. Okay, if you rename the name of the column, you can basically get rid of the rest of it, and it's gonna adjust your matrix like this. Move it like so. And then I'm going to add a pie chart. I'm going to place it here. And I'm going to add type mark for the legend and the count of file rating. Let me before that rename the field here so that, all right. Or even details. It works with values actually, because the file rating is values. Sorry, I'm going to add it again. Cool. And for the final chart, I'm going to add a tree map. And assign a level as a category, type mark, and area. For the details, and values as area. All right. Now, somehow we have our dashboard created. And for example, if I choose from this slicer level 02, it's working with my model. And if I choose, for example, the walls with the file rating class EI60, I'm gonna have all the walls related having this parameter. It works for every single one of these. For example, if I choose the type curtain panel 01, and let me see, for example, if I'm going to choose this type of wall, it's showing me. All right. However, in the visualizer, you can choose your type mark and add it in this field to color them out by the color, as you can see. All right. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Have a good day.